So if you're experiencing any severe symptoms or any symptoms at all within your physical body, and you're having a hard time seeing them as something valuable, seeing them as something beyond magnificent, then I would encourage you to step back and rethink it just a little bit. When it comes to symptoms in the human body, they are always not only a language, but a compass to listen and to understand and to ultimately find and experience a beautiful, wonderful, fulfilling, delicious life. And it doesn't seem that way while you're going through it until you really zoom out and look at what's actually going on. And so if you were to see even something as simple as walking into a room and stepping on a nail, the body is going to create pain as a language to communicate to you to step off of the nail. And so the pain was not there to punish you for being wrong, for taking the wrong step, for being in the wrong room, for doing anything sinful or a mistake that you made back when you were 12. It's simply an instantaneous input to your system to ask you to create a movement of some kind away from the insult. And so if you look at the entire body through this same lens, you start seeing a totally different perspective, how the symptoms are actually more akin to love letters, to treasure maps, actually leading you to the treasure, not the opposite, not some sabotage based trap or punishment based system that the world must run off of. It's actually so much more beautiful and so much more pure. And if you can truly see the value in the symptoms, it's going to put you in the hot seat, which is what a lot of people don't like, and ask you to take an appropriate action. And the word appropriate is essential there. It's not just any action. So, take gut symptoms, for instance. Everyone's action is let's control the food. And if you've taken my nutrition class, you know that's one of the last steps to even look at in that whole chain of events to facilitate digestion. So it's asking you to take an appropriate action. And in order to take an appropriate action, not just a random action, random actions can fill your time really well, but an appropriate action requires a diagnosis of the situation, right? Not of you, of the situation, and an appropriate identification of the problem, and therefore the action that needs to be taken, and then a complete whole person, whole mind, whole body action. And that will resolve whatever issue or problem or communication that was being transmitted through that situation. And so if you can see your body this way, again, you start seeing it less as a punishment and more as a romance, less as, condemnation and more as the grace. And you start seeing how it literally is what's trying to navigate you to a life that is wholeheartedly for you, that is so beautiful and so powerfully, transformationally delicious, that only something that magnificent could lead you there. Only something that knew you that intimately could dictate the steps that you needed to take to get there. And when you see it this way, it becomes this beautiful, beautiful relationship, you with your body, you with something so closely tied into all of the things, regardless of what you believe in, spirit, soul, body, and just your experience in this time and place, in this space. You see how it's all woven together to be for you and not against you, and how you can create quite a mess when you start thinking or just taking random action instead of aligned, appropriate action that only can deal with you, your mind, your body, your experience, your heart, your soul, your path. And again, it becomes a different level of interest. Instead of you fighting your body, it's you trying to be with it, be in the moment, listen to how it speaks, step off of those nails when you stand on them, and not go into, why did I stand on it? What did it mean that the pain lasted for 5 minutes instead of 4 minutes like it did in my friend when she stood on a nail, and going into that whole thing? No, what is the appropriate action that needs to be taken? Did you take it? And did you take it fully? Or did you just take an action and then start condemning the body because it didn't have the effect that you desired? Because it shows you the true effect, not the effect that you hope for or that somebody else got. So there's a lot to unpack here, but I just wanted to bring this here to you. Your symptoms are love letters with instructions, and they're for you if you know how to listen and not listen through what's being put out on these platforms and education, and that stuff can be useful if you use it appropriately, but oftentimes it distracts you away from you, your life, your heart, your relationships, your right now experience. So be in it, try to see it differently, and when you finally taste this, it gets so cool. It's not that you have to go learn every type of everything to be able to understand your body. It's that if you're in your body, again, if you don't know anything about nails and you don't know anything about pain receptors, and you went and stood on a nail and the body had a knee-jerk reaction to get your foot off of it, you didn't have to learn anything. And so much of life is this, and we've put it into intellectual categories for gut and brain and heart and skin and emotions and traumas and nervous system, but you don't even have to know any of that to use the brilliance and the intelligence of everything that you already have access to. So again, simplify it down, find what frees you. Don't find what complicates it. If it's too complicated to even communicate, it's probably not the entire truth or true at all. So go find what is simple, go find how you can live it in a very real way, and then go into the living of these things. That's where you actually get to learn, because the only thing you're needing to learn is you and your body and your heart and your mind and your soul and your actions, your reactions, and your inactions. And that's what's going to set you free. That's the point of it all. That's even what the symptoms are for. They're there to show you. What are they trying to show you? Not what is everyone telling you that they're showing you. What are they trying to tell you?